Good morning, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to view our presentation. Today, we'll be discussing the economic impact of COVID-19 and how the government's response influenced the outcomes we experienced. COVID-19 wasn't just a public health emergency. It became one of the biggest economic shocks in modern history. Businesses closed, millions of workers lost their jobs, and the entire way money moved through the economy changed almost overnight. Cities shut down, schools went online, people weren't traveling, shopping, or eating out, which meant money wasn't circulating through the economy. A health crisis instantly turned into a financial crisis. When COVID hit, the government reacted fast, and the decisions they made shaped the entire economy impact. The first way the government's approach to COVID-19 hurt the economy was by distributing supply chains. When governments enforced lockdowns, many factories around the world were forced to shut down or reduce production. Because of this, companies were unable to get materials they needed to operate normally. At the same time, shipping ports became backed up because many workers were sick or quarantined. This slowed down the movement of goods between countries. Transportation also decreased due to restrictions and labor shortages, which raised shipping costs. These higher costs and delays caused widespread shortages of products, hurting businesses and increasing prices for consumers. The second way the government's response to COVID-19 hurt the economy was through rapid mass unemployment. Government lockdowns forced many businesses to close suddenly, leaving them without customers or income. Because enterprises could not afford to continue paying their workers, millions of employees were laid off or sent home without pay in a very short period. As people lost their jobs, household income dropped immediately. With less money to spend, customer spending decreased, which further slowed economic activity. Many businesses were unable to recover from these losses and closed permanently, making economic recovery more difficult and long-lasting.
Stimulus checks started to be given out by the government after the start of the spread of COVID-19. They were given out during March of 2020, December of 2020, and March of 2021. That means that money was being handed out to families to relieve them of their financial struggles during a time of not being able to work. The stimulus checks might have looked like they were helping, but they truly weren't. When printing more money, it makes it so prices get higher. The amounts of money being handed out weren't small either. So while prices were already getting raised due to the lack of available workers to make products, prices were continuing to rise higher than they would normally because of the amount of money being added into the economy. After the peak of COVID-19, there are fewer people working than before. There are multiple reasons to that. The first one is fear. People were afraid to go back to work due to exposure. Another is that people went back to school while getting paid to stay home. That meant that people were changing careers and not filling the entry-level positions. The third one is health problems. If people already were sick and got COVID, symptoms could be exacerbated and it could possibly become fatal. Long COVID is also a thing where people experience COVID symptoms long after they were sick. Lastly, everything kind of got reorganized during COVID-19. When people got laid off after businesses shut down, they couldn't find another. Some positions were gotten rid of and jobs were hard to find.
COVID-19 increased government debt because the government borrowed large amounts of money to fund stimulus checks, unemployment benefits, business relief, and healthcare during the pandemic. This spending helped support people and prevent a deeper recession, but it significantly increased the national debt. Today, that debt affects the economy by rising interest rates, increasing government interest payments, and limiting how much the government can spend in the future. Price spikes in today's economy are partly due to the effects of COVID-19. Forced supply chain disruption caused shortages of goods, meaning fewer products were available for consumers. At the same time, government stimulus increased consumer demand by putting more money into people's hands. Because demand rose faster than supply could recover, businesses face higher costs and limited inventory. To deal with these pressures, Many businesses rise price, which led to higher costs of living for consumers.
Overall, COVID-19 had a lasting impact on everything and everyone, especially the economy. So, how did or does COVID-19 affect you?